Hello and welcome to the Manifesto released by me, Dominic Edwards, on behalf of the Dominic Edwards party. Yes, we at the DoomEd party. It's supposed to say DoomEd, not doomed. Sorry, it doesn't. Cut it. You made me look like a tit in my own manifesto. I'm not disappointed. I'm just angry.
Don't hurt me again.
Alright, so my plan for this country is fivefold. Actually more folds than any of the opposition parties are offering at this election. Now my first policy, or fold if you will, concerns the NHS. Now all the big parties are offering more money to the NHS. However, I think we should send less. The NHS is a perfectly viable institution. Indeed, when I was there last week with my stub toe, I got seen to in a matter of moments, despite the massive distraction of a huge line of crying children behind me. You know the saying, children should be seen, but not crying. I think we should reduce the funding to the NHS to say a fiver and a packet of crisps a month, but not good crisps, like ready salted. So now on the topic of my health policy, I would like to discuss another issue which confronts Britain at the moment, and that is our smoking epidemic. I would like to tackle this issue head on by introducing a team of smoking tacklers, who whenever they see someone smoking will literally tackle them to the ground. You see, as well as solving the smoking epidemic, this should also improve our national rugby team to make sure that at the next World Cup, they actually win. Did you see that? 2 dead birds? That was the same stone. The stone was the same implement that was used on both birds to render both of them dead. Now further in my health policy, I will roll out across the country a fleet of silent ambulances. Now when I'm driving back from the pub, I've had a couple, there's nothing more annoying to me than the nee-naw of a siren. Ergo, I will be introducing silent ambulances, and if they can't get people to move out of their way when silent, well that's just something they're going to have to deal with. Now, the second fold of my fivefold policy is on Brexit, which I will unfold for you now, which I am very cleverly naming Brexiternity. Now, there are several opposition parties, the so-called opposition so-called parties, which are pledging to get Brexit sorted, to get Brexit done. But I believe, and I'm speaking on behalf of the whole country, that we have not had all of our fun with Brexit quite yet. Don't get Brexit done. More Brexit. I feel like I can never hear enough about Brexit on the news or in the pub. I will mandate that we talk about Brexit every day until 2025 with a minimum of 1 hour discussion on Brexit, 2 hours on all of the bank holidays, and I will also be introducing Brexit Day to happen every year on the 29th of February where we discuss Brexit all day long. I ask you, without Brexit, what will we talk to the taxi drivers about? Now the third fold of my fivefold plan, which is something I shall unfold for you thirdly, is my policy on the environment. Now I'm sure you've been sitting there thinking, why has he got a candle here? Well, he fell into my foldy trap. See, I wanted you to notice this candle because this is a key component of my environmental policy. Now to save us energy on lighting, I will be rolling out these candles nationwide. I mean, not literally rolling.
We could roll them out, it might save money on transport.
Well, we may or may not be actually rolling these candles out nationwide. We'd have to find a really big hill to roll them out nationwide. It is a very wide nation. Find me a big hill.
On it, sir.
You are somewhat redeemed. As for climate change, well, my position on that is climate change, smimate change. Fourthly, unfolded is my nuclear policy. Now, some of my rivals have said they will never push the big red button. Well, I will. I'll push it right now at the slightest provocation. Don't think I won't. Now, fifthly unfolded are 2 further policies. Now, my first of these 2 policies is on drugs. Now, we will not legalise weed as it is a gateway drug, which can lead to further abuse. However, we will legalise heroin, as it is universally agreed that heroin is not a gateway drug, so will not lead to drug abuse. The second of my 5th policies concerns terrorism. Now, the other parties, they differ on this widely, but I personally would be softer on terrorism. I mean, I and we at the Dominic Edwards party do not believe it is the court's place to judge people, so we would be generally more lenient across the board. I mean, I ask you, which of us has not made a mistake when we were younger? So, briefly, to summarise, that's NHS less, Brexiternity, climate change, schmimate change, poppy not bud, and softer on terrorism. And now let me just sum up this political message with a message to the hard-working, working class. Would you just shut up? Just shut up. So vote Dominic Edwards for the party that no one deserves or needs, but I'd quite like to do it.
Sir, I think I found a hill that could work. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I'm sorry, sir. I don't think it's going to work.